Drum roll, da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Let's see, is it right? Mate in 2. White to mate in 2, so let's start the timer again. Okay, what do we have here? This is mate in 2 for white. Queen f6. Okay, what do we know? Somehow you have to mate the king in the middle of the board. Queen a2, he just takes. Queen b2 looks like an interesting move, but then black, actually I think there's some, you have to mate the king. The king is stuck here, so right away I think it's got to be a queen move. It's mate in 2 or mate in 3. Oh, mate in 3, mate in 3, sorry, mate in 3, not 2. Okay, mate in 3. This is gonna be a lot harder. Let's see. So knight d7 is an attractive move to go for mate in 1, but then there's just knight f5. Knight f2, knight f5, queen h2, knight d7, knight f5, queen h2, knight f3. There's no mate. Okay, so knight d7, I'm assuming it's not knight d7, and I think the other thing that's important here is that you want to solve this in a way where you where it's like thematic, because you can't just, for most of these you can't just straight out do a whole solution. I'm just setting a timer to see what my conclusions are, the amount of time it takes me. Let's see. Okay, thematically it looks like it's some kind of checkmate here, like queen b2. Wait, queen b2, rook a4, knight c6, king f6. There's no checkmate. Okay, so there's no checkmate that way. This one I probably won't get, by the way, at least not in like 10 minutes, but let's see. What are the options here? What are the options exactly? What are the options? There has to be something that threatens mate. I mean, there's so many options here, but I don't. Wow. Okay, well let's start with this right away. You can't push the pawn. That's definitely wrong. We'll start with the rook. Rook g8. I don't know. Like, is it rook g8? No, actually, you're trying to mate here, but can you maybe just take the rook? There might be some funny. Maybe you just take the rook here because you're threatening mate in 2. It suddenly occurred to me that you can just take the rook because you're threatening mate in 2, which is pretty funny, but I'm betting that's not the solution, as funny as it is. Because if you take knight f5, you're not mating, I don't think. Takes, you just yeah, you're not mating. It's a very funny idea though to just take the rook and go for that. But that's not right. Okay, so if you can't take the rook, or can you take the rook? Wait a second. If you take the rook, knight f5, you do have rook g6, bishop e. Ooh, maybe you do take the rook. Wait a second. Wait, so if you take the rook, you're threatening mate in 2. So if you take the rook, the only moves that make sense are bishop e4, knight f5, or bishop f5. 1, 2, 3. Knight g6 is mate, so you have to. Let's start with bishop e. Let's start with knight f5. Rook g6. It's just mate in 1. How does black stop mate there? Black can't stop. Takes knight f5, rook g6. Oh, black can go bishop g7 then. So no, black can go bishop g7. So it can't be that order. What can it be then? Okay, what else do we have here? Okay, that doesn't work. What can it be? I mean, I'm trying to look for an idea that leads to a checkmate more than a calculation, because you can't really you can't pure calculate this all the way. So what works here? What makes sense that would work? Oh, can you go queen a2 and rook g? No, that doesn't work. There's something. I'm looking for something weird. Something very, very weird. Doom mate in 3. This is very hard. Very, very hard. What can possibly work? This is brutal. Everyone's giving like 20 moves. This is not easy at all. I'm very stumped by this one. Queen b2, it's something, it has to do with some kind of mate though. Queen b2 doesn't look right. I mean, it could be something really strange like e4. Probably not. Ugh. Doom. This is really hard. Really hard. I guess I'm gonna work it out from the logical moves that don't make sense. So knight c6 doesn't work. Knight f5 doesn't work. Knight f3 doesn't work. Knight e2 and knight c2 don't work. Knight b3, he just moves a rook, I guess. Knight b5 doesn't work. So okay, so it can't be a knight move, I'm pretty sure. Can I move this knight? Could it be king b8? No, king b8 frees d6. So it's not a knight move, it's king move or knight move. Okay, let's start with the bishop moves. Let's say you go bishop d7, but that doesn't threaten anything. I just go like, I don't know, knight d3 maybe? And there's no mate. Okay. So it's not a bishop move or a king move or a knight move. That's 0 for 3. Pawn takes rook, I don't think works. I'll try to rule it out. So takes, I think the problem was if I take knight f5, rook g6, bishop g7, there's no mate in 1. So I don't think you can use any of these 4 pieces. It's not the pawn push either. So it's not one of these 5. So you have a queen, a knight, or a rook. Rook g5 doesn't threaten anything. Let's just say I go knight f3. You can't mate in 2 moves. 1-1. Yeah, there's no mate. So it's not rook g5. Rook g6, knight g6. I don't see any mates there, so it can't be rook g6 either. So it's not rook g5 or rook g6. Rook g8 is maybe a move, but again, where's the beef after just like knight to f3? There's no mate in 3, so it can't be rook g8 or rook g5. Rook h7, he just can take, or again just put a knight on f3. So it can't be rook h7. So it's probably not a rook move, but then queen moves don't make sense either, do they? Queen moves don't really make sense here either. So I mean, I'm trying to see. No, queen moves can't work because queen b2, he just goes like knight d3 even. There's no mate in 2. Queen d2, king can even, no, it's not a queen move. So it's like it's a rook move or it's a knight. Maybe it's knight I haven't looked at this knight, so maybe it's probably one of these 2 pieces. So knight c6 he just takes. That's not mate in 3. Knight d7 he can just block, I guess. That's got to be right. So knight d7, knight f3 does not work. Knight d3 is absurd. Knight f3 just is nothing. Knight g6 he just takes. Knight c4 cannot be right. So I mean, I'm feeling like, I don't know, it's got to be some kind of weird, you box the king up in the center. Like, can you go here, maybe queen takes knight d7, but then king e7? No, there's no mate there though. Where can the mate possibly be? Where can the mate possibly be here? This is so hard. Also, you guys, I think as you guys are seeing, there is quite a big difference between these puzzles and like the chess.com puzzles. So like when we talk about the players who did very well in the puzzle rush, that's quite different than this, which is like pure analysis. So it's quite different. What other moves make sense here? I mean, I'm trying to see, like, I mean, someone in chat says queen b2, but I think queen b2 just doesn't work because he goes knight d3. Although then you have knight g6, king, see, this is the thing, queen b2, knight d3, knight g6, king f6, you have no mate. That's the whole problem. Because otherwise, yeah, if black takes knight, you have this one, which is mate. But queen b2 does not mate unless I'm insane. So Like what else works? What else works here? Let's see. Rook g6. G6, knight g6, you have nothing. I don't think. G6, knight g6. No, I don't see anything. What else? What else? What else? Huh, what else? What else can I play? Can I show the puzzle? That's 10 minutes. I'm gonna let myself think for 15 because I really don't think I'm gonna solve this, but there's got to be some way. There's got to be some way that you box it up. How can you box this up though? There's some way that you can just like, I don't know how you do this. There's some way that you can box this up. Just don't see it though. I really don't see this. I have no idea on this one. Yeah, you have to sack something. I mean, I get it. I mean, thank you to Goldfish John for the Prime. Thank you to Hoffs as well. Thank you so much. Thank you to Constipated Kitten for the 6 months. Yeah, this is really, really difficult here. This is very difficult. So wait, I concluded it's not one of these three. It's not pawn. It's not this knight. So it's got to be one of these three. It's got to be like the knight, the queen, or the rook. It's got to be one of these three. Okay, rook g8 I know is bad. Rook h7 is bad. Rook g6, rook g5 definitely doesn't work. So I have knight f3, rook g6. I'm going to clean up rook g6, make sure there's no mate there, because then I can eliminate the rook move. Knight takes. And knight d7, knight f4. Queen f6, he just takes. Knight b5 does nothing. Knight f5 does nothing. Bishop f5 does nothing. Knight g6 does nothing. So it can't be a rook move. It just can't be a rook move. So that means it has to be one of these two pieces. I'm going to trust that it's not a rook move. It's got to be one of these two. I mean, knight d7 was one of my initial ideas, but I thought after knight f3, queen g3 or something. King f6. No, there's no mate there. So knight d7 can't be right. Knight c6 is 100% wrong. Knight g6, he just takes. There's no mate in 2. So you can't move the knight to these 3 squares. These 2 squares look absurd, so it can't be a knight move. So that means it has to be a queen move. I mean, it has to be a queen move. Luckily with queen moves there aren't that many moves. There's queen e1, there's queen d2, there's queen b2. Queen h4 is wrong. Queen g3, king f6 even. Knight d7 and mate. Queen g3. Wait, sorry, I didn't mean to make the move. Queen g3. Queen g3. Queen g3, knight f3. There's no mate. What can it possibly be though? If it's a queen move, I mean, it feels like queen b2 is the only move it can be here. If it's honestly a queen move. But what was the problem with queen b2? My problem with queen b2 was I think knight d3. Knight d3. Yeah, because check he just takes. It doesn't work. This is very, very hard. Because queen b2, knight d3, knight g6. Because takes there's mate, but there's also king f6 there. So queen b2, knight d3, knight f5. Wait, knight f5 takes and mate. Wait, and king f6, knight d7 is double check. Wait a second. So wait a second. So queen b2, knight d3 doesn't work. Queen b2, knight c2, knight f5, and it's the same. Okay, wait a second. So here, these both don't work. Wait, so queen b2. What moves stop it? Knight f3, it's the same trick with knight f5. Is there any way black can stop it? Maybe bishop e4, but then you have queen b4 mate. Wait a second, maybe I just got it. Queen b2, because you're threatening mate in 2 actually. So queen b2 rook a4, there's mate with knight c6. Knight c6, king f6, knight d7 with a double attack. Or no, that's not mate. Wait, that's not mate. Wait a second. Queen b2, knight d3, knight f5, king f6, knight d7. He goes king e6. It's not mate in 3. Wait, that's not mate in 3. I thought that was mate in 3. Wait a second. So queen b2, knight d3. Knight f5, king f6. There is no mate. Oh no, you can play knight takes d3, which is mate. King f6, you go knight d3. Okay, so queen b2, knight c2, knight g6, king f6, knight takes c2 is mate. Okay, so queen b2, these two don't work. Rook a4, then knight c6, then knight c6, king f6, knight c4 is mate. So queen b2, rook a4, knight. Okay, and if queen b2, knight g6, knight g6, then queen b4, king f6, knight d7 is mate in 2. So knight g6 doesn't work. So queen b2, knight f3. Knight f3 is tricky, because check here, knight takes f3 is mate. So queen b2, knight g2, check here, checkmate. I think I got it. I think it's queen b2. So queen b2, king f6 is the only other move, but then you go check here and mate. Yeah, it's queen b2. It's queen b2. I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm gonna stop the clock. 1644. Let's go to the videotape. Let's see. Drum roll. Da-dum. Let's see. Is it right? Mate in 3. Let's see. Is it right? Yes, it is. Queen b2. It is right. It is right. It is mate in 3. That was my first intuition. Yeah, it was, but then I forgot that on this, I just forgot that here what I forgot was that what did I forget exactly? There was something that some detail. Of course I could play it back, but there's some detail that I forgot. There was some detail that I forgot in this line. That, like, what was the detail? I think it was just knight d3, because I saw this. I think I just saw this one, and it's not me. I think I just saw knight g6. I just missed knight f5. Forgetting what you forgot. Yeah, but the reason this wins, and it took me a while, is because after check here, as I realized, I thought this was a forced mate, but then I realized you can actually just take, and this is the forced mate. So that's good. 1644, but I did get it right.